Hi, my name is Jacob Kaufman. I'm the political director at your Democratic Party of Arkansas. I'm at home, not at the office. This is about online phone banking, of course, during the time of COVID-19. And the reason why we're doing this, we always like doing online phone banks to reach out to voters to try to improve our chances of winning some elections and engaging people in the civic and democratic process. But now more than ever, we need to engage in these online phone banks. So please share what you're doing. Take a picture of yourself, a selfie while you're doing these calls, and share it on your social media feed and let people know that we can still do some meaningful voter contact and even campaigning work during the time of COVID-19. We can't be going door to door right now, but we still need to make sure our candidates and our message that we care about others as Democrats gets out there. So what we're going to be doing on these phone calls, it's not your traditional go vote for this candidate or go support this issue. Especially since it's COVID-19, we don't want to be too political for all the right reasons. So we're basically calling people to check in and asking them how they're doing during this crisis, listening to them. It's called deep canvassing. The idea is that we're going to engage them now in a really casual way where we're listening to them, and then down the line we'll contact them again later, or our candidates will. And they'll be aided by us doing this now because we'll know a little bit about these people. We'll be able to track their information, and they'll be in the habit of thinking about politics a little bit and engaging with Democratic politics. So that'll be good all around for all of our candidates across the board, as well as our community, to engage with each other. You'll find when you're calling people that some people just want to talk because they've been socially isolated, and do that. Listen to them. And we'll also have in your guide, you'll see Christina Molinax, our voter file manager, after this video segment, well, I'll wrap up pretty quickly, I promise. She'll explain how you go through it on your phone. On your computer screen, you'll have a script you can read for your online phone banking. They'll suggest some different things to say and help record and document as well. But when you're asking people how they're feeling about COVID-19, if they say something like, well, I need help with unemployment, or I run a small business and I have some questions, or what is the situation with meals for children during this time now that schools are closed? There's a link in that script from Christina that she'll provide, that she'll explain in this next segment, that is a resource guide from the Democratic Party of Arkansas is compiled with links to all the different state agencies, the unemployment hotline, for instance, and you'll be able to help direct in some small way people to the proper assistance if they ask for it. So, Democratic Party of Arkansas's online phone banking. I'm excited about making some calls. I want to wrap up here. Thank you for being part of this. The people you're calling, though, by the way, they are likely Democrats. So that's good. We know that generally most of them are probably pretty close and in line with our values already. It's just a matter of reaching out to them. While they are likely Democrats, we also know that this group of people that we're calling on this phone bank also don't vote very much. So they're likely Democratic voters that vote not very often. These are exactly the people that the party needs to reach out to, especially in times like these, to try to bring into the fold, to participate civically, so we can really retake our democracy in November. A little grandiose, perhaps, but that's the mission. Anyway, thank you so much, and please make sure to email me, jacob@arcdems.org, and ask any questions along the way so we can do some troubleshooting and make this better for all of us. Thank you.
Hi there, this is Christina Molinax, voter file manager for the Arkansas Democrats. And thank you so much for helping us to contact voters over the phone. This is a really important thing that you can do if you've got any extra time. I know that there's a lot happening with concerns over this public health crisis in the time of COVID-19, but we've got something really important for you to do, and we really appreciate your assistance. So I'm going to give you a really quick overview of how to get logged in. You will need a computer of some type or a smart tablet and a good internet connection in order to do this. So I'm going to share my screen with you here and walk you through how to do that. And it should be pretty quick and easy. You are going to go to your browser and type in accountsprimary.ngp.com And from there, you can see it automatically filled in my Action ID information, but you are going to create an Action ID account if you don't already have one. And you'll just use your personal email address and create a password, and it'll just walk you through those steps. It's pretty quick and easy. Once you have set up your Action ID, you will click on the link that we are sending you in the email. And when you do that, it'll take you to this screen here called Open VPB, and it'll prompt you to start making calls. And if you aren't already logged in with your Action ID, it will prompt you to do that. So you'll click this blue Get Started button, and it'll bring you into a screen where you have a script that you can read. You've got on the left-hand side some contact information, and you can see a little bit about this voter over here, but you're going to read through this script on the screen here, and I'm just going to walk you through that. Of course, you've got a voter's name up here at the top, and you've got a phone number, and you can see how old they are and what their gender is. And this script is just really plain and simple. We're just really wanting to connect with likely Democrats that are low propensity voters, meaning they don't vote very often, and we're just checking in with them about how they're doing. So it's just a couple of quick and easy questions. So when you dial this number on your phone and they pick up, you'll say, "Hi, is Eula available?" You'll make sure that it's Eula that you're talking to. And "Hi, Eula, my name is Christina. I'm a volunteer with the Democratic Party of Arkansas. How are you?" You'll wait for her reply and respond accordingly. And then the next step is, "We are calling voters to ask how you're holding up with the coronavirus pandemic. How are you and your loved ones doing, and what are you most concerned about?" And you won't read this piece right here. You won't repeat what issue going on in your community you care most about. You'll select whatever they say from the drop-down box. So if they tell you, "We're doing okay, but we are really concerned about we both lost our jobs, and we're really concerned about being on the phone for 2 hours with the unemployment agency." So that sounds like it's job related, and which is an issue right here. You can see there are lots and lots of different issues to choose from. So that one, trust your judgment on this, but you could select jobs and unemployment would be their top issue. And then if they continue talking to you, which they might not, they might just leave it at that. And you want to just relate to them on a very human level, and just talk to them as long as they want to talk to you, and as long as you feel comfortable talking to them. And if they have a follow-up to that and they give you some more information, like, "We're really concerned about how my father-in-law is going to afford health care," you could select Medicaid and Medicare, or you could select healthcare up here, for example. You've got housing, you've got all of these various types of issues that you could select as your second most important issue. So these are both the same issues in these drop-down boxes. The main thing is just to select their first response, but if you have a follow-up, you can select a second one too. And then that's really it. The Democratic Party has provided you with this COVID FAQ. So this link is in the script. So what I recommend doing is copying this and opening up a new browser window and popping that link in there. And keep this open during the phone bank, because it has lots of good information, and you can give them a way to monitor the Arkansas cases. You can tell them to go to healthyarkansas.gov, healthy.arkansas.gov. You've got all kinds of information about unemployment and guidance for businesses and employers, for churches and religious gatherings. This is a really great document that our communications staff has put together. And this is a good way for you to relate to voters and just have a list of resources. You're also welcome to share that link with them. It's bit.ly-ArcDems COVID FAQ if you wanted to share that. But that's really the end of the script. So when you are done having the conversation, you'll just say, thanks so much for sharing your thoughts with me, Eula. Have a great night. And then once you do that, you will move on by clicking Save and Next down here at the bottom, in the bottom right, that blue button there. If you are unable to reach Eula, you'll click right here where it says I couldn't reach her. It won't let you do that if you've got answers selected. So let me take that out. So you can click on I couldn't reach Eula. The majority of people, probably about 90% of the people you call, generally speaking, are going to just be not home. So that's going to be the most frequently used response that you have. And then again, you would just scroll down to the bottom of the page and click Save and Next to move on to the next person. You've got refused if they hang up on you or they refuse to even let you say what you wanted to say. You've got deceased, moved, call back if they're running out the door. Hopefully they're not actually right now. We're finding a lot more people are actually going to be home than normal in these times. But busy is also a response. If you get a busy signal, left message, you can leave a message if this is somebody that you know. I don't recommend leaving a message otherwise, but if it's somebody that you actually do know and they would think it's strange that you didn't leave a message, you can mark that. Wrong number, you might get some of those, some disconnected. So if you have a language barrier, that's an option. And then if they are openly hostile, you want to note that. So those are your responses if you can't get in touch with Eula. If you have any questions, you can email us back. And again, we thank you so much for helping us reach out to voters right now. It's really important that we're reaching out to folks on a human level, and we need your help. So happy phone calling.